Cool. Thanks everyone for coming tonight, guys. Really appreciate it. Before we get started, we got a little video that our site manager from Arrowhead put together, so I'd like to just start off with that.
We've been coming to I-9 for a year now, and I like it because the practices are on the same day as the game. It's very organized, and you know what to expect time and time again and season again.
Hi, my name is Brent. I coach iOS 10, which is basically 5, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds youth soccer. I9 is awesome because we really enjoy it just as parents, watching the kids really focus on themselves and us not necessarily having such a competitive spirit, but being more focused on just the kids enjoying themselves and having a good time.
Today's sportsmanship value for our medals is going to be about being a good teammate. Does anyone have a really quick example of being a good teammate? That's a good basketball example. What about in real life? What about being a good teammate? How about how you help your parents clean the kitchen? You're on a team with your family, right? So coaches and I are going to be looking for really good teammates today. That means I should see a ton of passes. Ton of good passes, tons of talking on offense and defense. Hey, I got my man. I got your man.
We've made a lot of great friends just through this community. We've got some lifelong friends now. We've got kids that are always wanting to be on the same team year after year, and I9 accommodates that. They allow us to be able to have the buddy system with the team so that we can choose what teams we want to be on the next year if we've played with other kids before, and it allows us to really create good relationships. I love I9. I'm going to be back next season. See ya.
1, 2, 3, onward! Go, go! Come here, come here. Come here, man. Come on. I'm not gonna cry, but y'all gonna make me cry. Come here. Come here. Loud as we can. I know for 1, 1, 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I
Cool. So this is pretty cool because it was all shot. Can you guys all hear me in the back still? Cool. This was all shot at Arrowhead, which is pretty cool. So it sounds like a showcase for us for different locations as well. But all the field, pretty much all the footage there, except for the indoor basketball stuff, was shot at Arrowhead. So we're going to be putting this meeting, all the coaches' meetings, we're putting on our Facebook coaches channel and YouTube, just so the people that couldn't make it are all up to speed before the season starts. So just a quick overview of what we're going to be going over for the next 45-50 minutes. I'm going to talk about, just introduce myself to the league a little bit. I'm going to go over the difference between a head coach and assistant coach. Talk a little bit about the venue, how the field is set up, the kind of teams we have this season. A little bit about I9 Sports, how we're different from other organizations. Then we'll get a breakdown into the season overview week by week, just so you can see what's happening each week. Then we'll go over the coach expectations, some of the parent communication, and answer any questions you may have. So, see some coaches' shirts. How many new coaches do we have this season that are here tonight? Great, perfect. Yeah, so that's why we do these meetings, guys, just so everyone's up to speed. You know, when it comes the 24th for opening day, you guys feel good, comfortable about the role and just what's expected. And then again, the people that are watching at home can get up to speed as well. So my name's Eric Finger. I'm the program director, area developer. So I've had I9 Sports out in the North Phoenix North Scottsdale, Paradise Valley, and Glendale for the past about 3.5 years now. I used to be in the movie business and the film industry. I spent the last 2 years of my career working in India on the Families of Madagascar. Like, did some other movies like Sin City and Tron, Thor. Just decided, after 15 years in that business, it was time to change. I was living overseas. DreamWorks, I was working for at the time. They wanted me to move to China, and just wasn't about to move anymore. So I grew up here in Phoenix. Decided just to settle down and plant roots again and start something, that I could build upon. These are my 2 boys here. Noah's 6 years old now. Isaac's 3. So Noah's doing flag football this season. Isaac's doing soccer. So we started a program at age 3, so now they can both be in the program and kind of grow up with me in the business through the program. So it's a lot of fun. But we have about 12 locations overall now. This fall season I took over from another franchise in the Ahwatukee and Goodyear area, so we kind of expanded our operations up there and took over. So last spring season we had about 1,000 kids amongst all the locations. This season we're up to like 1,700 with the 2 new locations, so it's pretty busy in our world right now. A couple of our staff members here, Brian Ramirez, he's our basketball instructor at Arrowhead. Connor Fogg, he's one of our program directors. He's mostly working the Goodyear, Ahwatukee area. And then Kaylee is here for soccer. So if you guys have questions related to those sports, we can answer them afterwards. Otherwise, I can answer football or t-ball related questions as well. So by now, you guys should have all received your preliminary rosters, your team rosters. Is that true? Everyone good? Cool. So we're pretty much sold out in most sports, t-ball, football, soccer. So I don't think we'll be adding too many more kids. There's a few open spots maybe here and there for some of the older divisions, but other than that, we're sold out at Arrowhead. So some of you first-time coaches may be looking at your rosters and saying, wait a second, I signed to be an assistant coach, they have me down as a coach. It's a very common thing that we get, and the main reason for that is because the system, the franchise system we have doesn't allow us to say assistant coach right on the roster. But we try not to have you guys freak out as much because this is actually the first season we've opened up this first coach button, which is like the head coach button. So if you guys have coached before, are comfortable coaching, coming up with your own practice plans, wanting to do your own thing, we've kind of made that available for you now. In the past, up until this fall season, it was all assistant coaches, and our staff instructors were pretty much running the practices. But we've had a lot of coaches that have actually coached before and enjoy it and want to do their own thing, and we're going to let that happen now because we're big enough, and I think it just gives a good opportunity for people to be working on their own stuff, for you as a coach to develop a relationship with your players. But if you're not comfortable kind of coming up with your own practice plans and running your own program, you sign up to be an assistant coach. We do have staff instructors for every sport that will help you run your practice. So we're going to be sending out a practice plan. The first one will go out next Tuesday. It's going to be a bi-weekly practice plan. It'll have a breakdown, a bunch of sample drills, so you'll be able to see exactly what's happening. I always like to preference, like, even though we have staff instructors, life happens and gets in the way. I had, a staff meeting the other day and someone got in a car accident on the way there. Things happen where some can't show up, so we provide you guys with all the practice plans just in case you have to run the practice by yourself. And this is not rocket science or brain surgery. It's teaching fundamentals of the sports to kids. It's really basic stuff. If you can follow instructions, anybody can coach. I've never been a coach in my life. I'm a film guy, but I pretty much coach all the sports because I've had to fill in, and it's pretty straightforward. Same thing, Connor, kind of just jump in as needed. So we'll always try to find a replacement for our staff members, but in the worst case, just want to make you aware that it could happen. We try to avoid it at all costs. So here's the field, if you guys are not familiar with it before. Pretty much the same setup as it's been the last couple seasons. We have no room to grow anymore. So we have 4 soccer fields, and there's 2 long fields. So we do our 3 and 4-year-olds on the half fields, 5 and 6, the half fields, and then our 7 and 9s and 10 to 11 division, or 10 to 13s, they go to full field. Football, we can only get one field squeezed in there. So we've had some this season we have 8 teams, so our Pee Wee division we have 4 teams, so we'll just stagger the time, that's all we can do. The only thing that's going to change from this current layout, we just sprayed the field before I came here. We have 8 baseball teams this season, so you know, we were running into some issues with balls coming into the T-ball field and whatnot. So we're actually going to be probably keeping field 7, we'll probably name it field 6, but it'll stay similar to where it is now, but field 7 is actually going to be all the way out here. You know, we have a nice back corner there, a lot of open grass. So because we're going to be hitting balls in coach pitch for 2 teams, we decided to give ourselves a little bit more space, and that'll be better. So, you know, no issues going in the football field or anything like that. So hopefully this new layout works. All right, so I-9's first, how are we different from other organizations? These are our 3 primary core values: fun, safety, convenience. We give equal playing time to everybody. You know, the coaches should be, you guys should be managing substitutions. Flag football, we do 7-on-7. Soccer, we could do up to 7-on-7, maybe 8 with a goalie-ish, depending, for the bigger kids. You know, we kind of see how it goes, but just want to make sure all the kids are, obviously basketball, we don't do more than 5-on-5, we keep that the same. But yeah, we want to just make sure we're rotating, giving the kids an equal chance to play different positions. You know, it shouldn't be the same quarterback the entire season, we should be switching that up. Same thing, you know, if you got an all-star point guard that's, you know, dribbling the ball down every time, we want to give everybody a chance to dribble the ball down. You know, you have your lead scorer, he scored all the points. That's awesome, he's a good player, but let him be a good teammate and give other people a chance to score and pass the ball around and show how well he can assist. So things like that, just kind of be on the lookout for that. Obviously buddy requests, a lot of repeat players and coaches this season. That's one thing great about our program. If you develop a relationship with your team, you can request the same kids every season, have them keep coming back and coach with you or under you. Safety, you guys all sign this parental pledge, which basically says you'll refrain from the negative sideline behavior. That's one thing, you know, in our program we really take serious. We're all about encouragement, screaming on the sidelines, go team, go Johnny, go Billy, great touchdown. But when it comes to, you know, obviously any profanities or just any bad blood, you know, getting upset for not scoring, missing the touchdown, things like that. We want these kids to be playing sports up until, at least till our program's done, until they're 14. You know, the studies show that 78% of kids drop out of sports by the age of, you know, 12, or because it's just not fun anymore. There's too much pressure from the coaches and the parents, and so we want to encourage that positive environment all the way through and just let these kids have fun and play the game. And then convenience, obviously, this location we're not traveling amongst each other. It's practice and game once a week on a Saturday. That's why everyone's got busy schedules to do the 3 practices during the week like other programs have. It's too much. I have, you know, 2 working, you know, parents in my family, and it's just too much. There's too much. You have homework, and it's a lot. So a little bit of overview. These are 2 emails that you guys are going to be getting every week from us. So the one on the left, that's going to be the bi-weekly practice plan. So every sport, you have a practice plan. It's cut up into, you know, weeks 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, etc., broken down by sport. It'll have all the rules on there, so you can download. These are all PDFs. You can download, print them out if you wanted to. You know, just look at them, take a look. We recommend obviously printing them out and bringing them to the field so you know what we'll be working on. Or, you know, unless you guys are running your own practice, you can do your thing. But this is kind of the spirit. So if we're doing, you know, dribbling and passing, you know, probably shouldn't be working on shooting, or, you know, it'd be nice to work on the same thing so the teams progress along at the same time. But it'll also have the sportsmanship value lessons as well. So every week there's a new value lesson. You know, you'll download something like this. You know, like this is week 2 we start these. So this one's taking turns. You know, one thing that we've changed up this season is in the past we've had you guys check in at our canopy, pick up a hard copy of that value sheet, go over the sportsmanship lesson with your team on your own. But what we found, you know, in time is that some coaches would just forget about it. They'd be kind of waiting for the straggler players to arrive late, and they wouldn't have that conversation, or they'd go over the sportsmanship topic after the game. where it's kind of too late to award a medal for good sportsmanship when you haven't even talked to the kids about what it is that you're awarding them for. So our instructors this season are going to kind of do that job for you. You all are going to be obviously a part of it. So what we're going to do is like the first 5 minutes, we'll give like a 5-minute grace period for anybody that's running late. But you know, if the program starts at 9 o'clock your practice, by 9:05, our instructors are going to blow the whistle. We're going to bring all the kids down, sit them down, and you guys as assistant coaches or head coaches can kind of come to the side, and we're going to be talking to the kids. Instructors are going to be going over that value lesson. Please feel free to chime in with your own questions or examples, or engaging your kids as well. It's not going to be just us dictating. It's just we're doing that to ensure that the value lessons get done and that you guys can work on reinforcing them throughout the practice. And so, yeah, we'll talk more about the sportsmanship, but you'll have all the values, for each week, so you know the spirit if you wanted to come up with stuff. And yeah, these will go out every 2 weeks. We used to send them out every week, but there's a lot of emails throughout the season, so we cut it down to 2 weeks. But we'll have 2 weeks worth of practice plans on there, so make sure you download it and look at both of them. The one on the right is the weekly newsletter. So we send this out. We have our site staff go around taking pictures of the kids, you guys coaching. Obviously you can't be out there with your cameras and taking pictures yourself, so it's just something that we do as a part of our program, and share the experience with you guys. So we take these pictures, we put them up online on our private Smug Mug account, send out the link. You guys can click on the picture or on the red square there, and download the picture, share them, post them on Facebook. We're real big on the social media stuff, so you can tag, all of our instructors are on Facebook usually and connected with us, so feel free to include us in them. And then we'll always tell the parents what the sportsmanship topic is, so when they see their kid with a medal and they say, "Why'd you get that medal?" and they, "I don't know," they at least have it. They know, oh, he was taking turns, cool. So they can reinforce that during the week. And when Scotty wants to wear his medal to school and show it off, that's cool. But mom and dad can say, all right, well, make sure you tell them you got this for taking turns, and let's see you take turns this whole week. And at home, let's reinforce this, keep the sportsmanship values at home as well. And then also just any important dates, picture week, things like that, important reminders. Lost and found, if there's ever stuff left behind, we take a picture of that, post that in the lost and found section. So, yep, those are my sunglasses. Okay, so a quick season overview. Week 1, Jamboree week. This is our busiest week. Obviously, this season at Arrowhead is our biggest to date. We have about 380 kids. So it's grown quite a bit from our first season, which was the winter of 2015, I think. So we've streamlined this process pretty well, so that when parents come, coaches come, everything's kind of laid out for you. First and foremost, there's no need to come in and check in with us. This process I'm going to explain now, and those of you guys watching this at home, if you guys just follow this, everything will run smooth. So the first thing you'll notice in the picture, you guys will see a sports sign. So whether it's soccer, flag football, t-ball, cheerleadings, we'll have a sign up there, like on a stake there. And then in front of that, you're going to see a little yard sign with your team number on it. So you all should have your team numbers now. Just look for your team number sign. And from there, you'll have your coach's bag here, which will also have your team number. Go ahead and just double check the label on the bag to make sure it's in the right place, and we're putting out lots of bags and it could get messed up, so definitely just match up the number and then we'll be in a good spot. So the first thing you guys want to pull out is your lanyard, your name tag. So all the players are going to have name tags. We'd like you guys to have name tags as well. We found, over the season, these kind of get lost. You guys leave them in the car, they get left behind. If you want, at the end of the day, to leave them with us, we'll put them in your team bag at the canopy, so you don't have to worry about it. You can just put it on when we get there. When you guys check in with us each week, that's just a way to make sure it doesn't get left behind. But still, parents can recognize you, the kids can say your name, etc. The coach's shirt, a lot of you guys are wearing them tonight as well, but you'll have those on opening day in your coach's bag. Go ahead and just put these on. If you need to change, there's restrooms. We ask you guys come a half hour before your practice on opening day to allow yourself a little bit of time to change in your coach's shirt, get familiar with your stuff. And then the next thing you want to put on is your team roster. So the latest roster will always be in your coach's bag, and all the jersey sizes that will be in your bag will be, we're not going to fold them. We used to fold them and stuff like that. There's just too many now, and people were just kind of taking them out of the folds and they were getting messed up anyway. So we're going to save some hours of prep time and not fold every one of them. But all the sizes, they'll be down on the corner of the jersey. So it'll say the size, and then all the players, you know, it says the size next to them. And then you'll have your player name tags here. So we just do the name tags on opening day just to recognize each other. If you guys wanted to, we're going to include a pen in each of the bags as well. If you wanted to write down on your roster that you can keep, you know, number 15 is Cole, 13 is Dominic, whatnot. That way you guys, when we lose the name tags or they fall off the jerseys in the wash, you know, you'll have a record of who's who if you forget the names. You know, most of the teams have about 10 players on them, so it could be a lot. You'll notice a series of stars on the name tags. Those just indicate how many times a player has played with us. So if it's a 1 star, this is their first season, versus, you know, a 4, 5, 6 star. These guys know the drill, you know, they've been around, so you can kind of pay more attention to the first time players and give them extra attention versus the guys that have been there before. While you guys are waiting for players to check in, one thing that we do recommend you do to save a lot of time and just make the check-in experience a little bit better for the kid is go ahead and lay out your jerseys down and just match up the names to the size, and go ahead and just stick the name tag right on the jersey. That way, when Billy checks in, his name tag's already on his jersey, he can just flip it in. We will still flip the jerseys to their appropriate colors. You don't have to worry, are we navy or are we white this week? We'll have that already figured out for you on week 1, so you can just go ahead and put that name tag on them and they'll be ready for them to check in. So when people are checking in, don't start handing out the jerseys just yet. We like to have you guys wait till about 75% of the kids are checked in on your roster before, because what we're going to do is where this sports sign is and you guys are gathered, once you guys have about 75% of the kids, you guys are going to head out to your field number, which will also be written down on your roster. So you'll head out to your field, and that's when you can sit your kids down and start distributing the jerseys. If you're a flag football coach, we have your flag belts will be in the bags already. So the black ones are for like medium and large size uniforms, and the white ones are for the small and extra smalls. The T-ball players, all your hats will be in the bags as well. For T-ball players, instead of putting the name tag on the jersey itself, we like you guys to put them right on the bill of the hat. That way, these things get lost when they're putting on the batting helmets and whatnot, they get left behind. So go ahead and just put the name tag right on the bill of the hat, and these can stay on the whole season. We do also recommend you tell your parents, you know, we have Sharpies up at the canopy if they want to just write their name. We recommend that because these things get lost, mixed up, left behind. So just another thing. So yeah, as the kids are, you know, out on the field, you're dribbling out, we have the parents kind of stick around here just for a brief parent meeting. We spend about 5 minutes. Our instructors introduce themselves, give a small overview of the season. All the parents are going to get this little mini parent info sheet. We just have some important dates on it, the picture week, you know, the coach appreciation week, the weather hotline, just some different things like that. So, you know, the instructors will be kind of just giving a general overview about the program, introducing themselves, and when they're done, they're going to head out back to the field and then start the practice. So while you guys are distributing the jerseys, the most important thing of the day, we don't like the team names. They're kind of boring and generic, so you guys want to be coming up with 2 team names as you're distributing the jerseys, have fun with it. You know, we get a lot of Cardinals and, you know, the generic NBA professional teams, but nothing beats the Super Mario race cars or the Tiger Ninja Sluggers. So have them get creative, come up with that. That way, you know, if 2 teams pick the Cardinals, you have your alternate name, and that's probably the cooler name of the 2 anyway. When you guys leave for the day, make sure to report back your team name. We'll mark it down so we can update the rosters online and for the rest of the season. You know, when you do your team breaks, it's not go TO2, it's go Tiger Sluggers. So at the end of the day, guys, even if flag football, just put all the flag belts. Please collect all the flag belts for your players. Keep them in the bags. For all the other sports, if you guys are missing a player on opening day, which happens quite a bit, go ahead and just put the name tag that's in the bag left over right on the jersey and leave that in your bag. You know, we'll take it out of the bag and then have it ready on week 2 for that missing player. But please turn in your bags at the end of the day. No need to keep them. Again, flags, all the flags go in the bags, and we turn those in, and that's just because, you know, something happens on the way to the field. You know, we have flags for the kids that day. All right, so week 2. So starting week 2, we ask you guys to come 15 minutes before check-in, and you'll stop by the canopy just like this. You'll pick up your sportsmanship medal to award out to your players. So we'll usually have these taken out of the bag. That way they're ready for you. Just put them in your pocket to be handed out after the game. At the end of the game, after you award it out, so you start to see here with the sign, we have our players come back and we take a picture of them with the award winner sign. These are always fun pictures to share with friends and family. For our T-ball 3 and 4-year-olds, we have a stamp, and soccer 3 and 4-year-olds will have a stamp. So we always know there's a breakdown when everyone doesn't get the medal that day. So we're prepared. Our instructors will have these stamps, and we'll just ask everybody that didn't get a medal that day in the 3 and 4-year-old division put out their hands, and we'll go ahead and stamp their hands so they're walking away with something cool and not in tears, having a fit on the way to the car. Cool, so week 3 is actually going to be our picture week this season. So if you want to jump ahead to the next slide. So on week 2, guys, we're going to be giving you guys, when you check in, along with your medal, your team's picture packet. Inside of here, it'll have a coach form. You want to fill that out as part of coaching with us, whether you're a head coach, assistant coach. You guys will get a free kid coach picture. And but yeah, go ahead and hand these all out to the parents. We'll probably have them available sooner as well. There's also going to be an online link if you guys want to order online. You get a free luggage tag. But you'll notice, you know, there is no team photo. We shoot all the kids, or the picture company, Portrait Effects, they shoot all the kids on a green screen. And that's just to make sure everyone's looking in the right direction, no one's picking their nose, everyone's got nice smiles. And at the end of the day, next slide, you know, you wind up with a nice team photo where everyone's looking in the right direction. So they do a great job, superimpose like goals or whatever the sport is. They have all kinds of novelty items, you know, they've already done the pictures. Great gifts for the upcoming holidays. So again, you can order online, and it just makes the process a little bit easier. Go back one. So that's week 3. Back one more. Week 4 is just a normal practice and game week, but this week, I think it's either going to be week 3 or week 4, we have our surveys go out. So this is something that's sent out from our corporate office in Tampa. It basically, you know, emails all the parents of the program. Just like you get surveys for different things like that, you know, we like to know how we're doing as well. So, you know, we like to be the green guys at the end. Those are our 9s and 10s. We don't like to be the red guys. So, you know, if there's an issue, you guys, something's wrong, or you hear parents grumbling about something, let us know. Like week 1, 2, 3, so we can fix it before these surveys come out. You know, it's our goal to provide the best programs possible for you and your kids. Make this the best sports experience you've ever had. Keep wanting to come back season to season and keep growing the program, so we have more teams every season. You know, we do everything in our power to fix any issues. So whether, you know, the smallest thing to the biggest thing, if we can fix it, I promise you we'll get it done. It's very important for us. So if you've taken these surveys before, please take them again. and just tell us what you think, because our staff kind of, they get rewarded at the end of the season for these things as well, and we really try to hammer on that customer experience, the kid experience. So if we're not doing our job, go ahead and give us a bad score. Next one. So week 5 is just a regular practicing game. Week 6 is our Coach Appreciation Day. So just like there's a Teacher Appreciation Day, you guys are our teachers, you're our coaches out there, you're the ones making memorable experiences with these kids on a daily basis or weekly basis. So obviously our program wouldn't run without you. We ask the parents to recognize your efforts out there. You guys could be just as easy on the sideline, sitting in the shade or enjoying a drink, but you guys are out here working with these kids each week, showing them a good time, teaching them good sportsmanship and leadership, teamwork, all that stuff. So we appreciate it. We take care of our coaches every season you coach for us. We give you guys credit to come back for the next season, and just try to do our part to make sure you guys keep on coaching. And but we'll send something out to the parents, make sure they recognize you. Simple handshake, high five, thank you goes a long way. So we try to let them know about this, just so you guys know. And the Thursday before the final Saturday, we'll be back here at this Peter Piper. We'll do a raffle at the end of this. Remind me so I don't forget. So this is our end of season party. We used to do them on the Saturdays, but we found that they were just too busy. There's tons of birthday parties going on, so we're going to be doing it Thursday night before from like 5 to 8. You can come at any time. We're going to have these. We have these coach packets that you'll be getting on week 6. There's a package deal. If you guys ask the parents on your team if they're going to be coming, there's like a team pack. For like $44 if you got 10 kids on your team. It's like 3 extra large pizzas. And then there'll also be these MVP awards. Sorry guys. MVP awards here. So you'll want to fill out one of these for each of the players that you have. And you can either hand these out. Yeah. You guys can either hand these out the Saturday before, or just have them filled out. If you know all their parents are going to come, just have them here so they'll get their temperature tokens when they get here. Alright, and so the end of season. So week 7, instead of getting your sportsmanship medals on the last day, you guys will each get a bag full of our participation medals. We are going to do, for the teams that have, for our juniors and seniors that have more than 4 teams in the division, we're going to have a new division sort of championship medal. It's just something different that we're going to do this season. But everybody else will get our participation medal. So you guys will pick up a bag of these. They'll all be in the little bag wrapped up. At the end of the game, we have you guys have all the kids, just like when you deliver the sportsmanship medals, have the kids sit down in a semicircle, take the medal out of their package, and then go ahead and place it up, have your team clap it up for them, and it makes just a better experience. So the other thing we do, as you saw in the video, we have all the parents come over for that particular sport, form a huge tunnel, and have the kids run through the breakaway banner. It's a little Eye of the Tiger smoke machine. Just makes a fun thing before the last game. The kids love it. As you can see, it's probably one of the highlights of the seasons that we do here for them. Cool. All right, so coach expectations. Wear your coach's shirt, obviously. I mean, if you forget it, it happens, but we really like to have you because you stand out as the coach on the field. We try to look out for sort of the non-volunteer coach, non-official coach that's kind of barking orders from the sideline, so we can say, hey, if you want to coach, come sign up at the tent, we'll get you a shirt, and then you can be official. But we like to really have the voices on the field come from either the instructor or you guys. You know, we don't like to really have the parent coaches from the sideline. It doesn't work. So wearing the coaches' shirts will make you guys stand out a bit. You guys can have our contact info, so if there's any questions or you're going to be out of town a particular week, let us know in advance. That way we can try to, well, we ask that you guys, if you guys know you're going to be out for a particular weekend, please contact the parents on your team to say if anyone can fill in just for one day that you're going to be out of town. They don't need to fill out the volunteer application and all that stuff. They can just help you out. You can send them the practice plan. Obviously, they're going to be seeing you out there week to week. They're going to see it's not that difficult. So, again, if you're going to be out of town, please contact the parents so you can have a fill-in. At the worst case, you know, one of our staffs will help that team, you know, before the game or their practice. Demonstrating good sportsmanship and respect, that goes without saying. The parental pledge, you know, the equal playing time thing, that's a big deal for us. So please make sure you're watching your substitution, make sure you're rotating everybody equally, make sure you're giving everybody a chance to score, passing that ball around. Make sure you guys don't forget to award that medal at the end. So again, reinforcing it, whatever that topic is throughout the practice, and then awarding that medal at the end. Sending your players back to our canopy to take a picture with the sign, just so we can help keep track of them. We have a little medals makers, so when you guys check in, you know, we'll have, if you got 10 players and you forgot who you gave them to, we'll show you the matrix so you can see, okay, I got 10 players, these 4 have them, here's who's left to give them. So we'll help you keep track. And our way of doing that, if you send them back to us to get a picture, we can ensure we'll mark off their name to help you keep track of who else needs a medal. Start the games on time. Obviously our staff will enforce this and blow the whistle when we're ready, but just you know, respect the time. When we say it's time for the game, it's time for the game, because we got that next A's division coming in right afterwards. The post-game wrap-up, this is really important for us as well. So, you know, when the game's over, we like to line up both teams, you know, win or lose. You guys sort of lead the pack, coach facing coach, kids behind you. Right hands out, left hands out, good game, good game, good game, good game, all the way through. Do that every game, you know, it just kind of reinforces that good sportsmanship every time. Then bring your kids back to you, sit them down, award that sportsmanship medal, talk about how the day went. You know, we did a good job today, guys. We worked on a little dribbling. If you guys have a chance at home, I'd like you to practice this, practice that. When we come back here next week, you know, we're going to be working on this topic or whatever it is. Just sort of have an end day wrap, and then always end the day with hands in, and then, you know, go team. It's just a nice break before we send them off to get their snacks or get their picture taken. So if you guys can do that every time, it's just a nice, you know, opening with the sportsmanship, closing with the sportsmanship, team break. It's a nice ending for the program. So parent communication, you know, I like to say on this one, you can do as little or as much as you want. Obviously, the more communication, the better. That's why we try to send out a lot of communication to you guys and the parents, a lot of emails, just so everybody's in the loop. So have a good relationship with the players, with the parents as well. Say hello, introduce yourselves, obviously. You know, we've had some coaches in the past that have had extra time. Send out some emails to the team. You know, basically taking a snapshot of the next week's schedule to say, hey guys, week 2 we're going to be playing, you know, the All-Star Ninjas. We're going to be in the white jerseys. Emily is signed up for snacks. Please note that we have a dairy allergy on the team, so refrain from the yogurts and things like that. I forgot to mention, when you guys are making your introduction calls by next Wednesday, yeah, I forgot to mention that. So please reach out to all your parents on your rosters, introduce yourself by next Wednesday, just to say, you know, I'll be working with the team as assistant coach or coach. That's a good time to ask if there's an allergy on the team, so you can kind of note it and then send that email out, you know, to the first week when it's time for snacks. We like to have you guys bring snacks on the first day as well. It just sort of reminds the parents that, hey, you got to sign up online. Just go to your schedule, click on the button on the right-hand side, pick a week and sign them up. If no one signs them up, go ahead and sign someone a snack. Encourage it, you know, make sure everyone's kind of doing their part. We don't expect you to bring snacks the entire season. It's not fair for you guys. simple stuff, you know, orange slices, apple slices, some waters, juice boxes, whatever, something healthy to end the day is always nice. But yeah, reach out by next Wednesday, introduce yourself, and you know, throughout the week, if you guys do want to send another email to them, that's fine. If you don't have the time, great. If you guys can't make the phone call out to the parents on the first week, I included on that last email just a PDF you can download, copy and paste it, change your name, and just send it out. It's got all the information on there. Just change your name and email and phone number, and then you're good to go. Make a big deal out of these positive advancements. You know, a lot of these times, the first time they're touching a soccer ball or a basketball, so when they score that first basket, just go wild, go nuts, blow that whistle, like celebrate it, do the funky dance. Just make them feel good. They're going to remember that moment for a very long time. So first touchdowns, first connection with that ball off the tee or on the coach pitch, you know, first soccer goal, first basket, just celebrate those. Those are great moments. And then, you know, number one core value, fun. Like, we want to see kids leaving the fields with smiles. You guys leaving the field with smiles. Nobody in tears, you know. It shouldn't be about that. No one should be getting upset. Win, lose, the game, it doesn't matter, guys. It's all about having fun with our program. You know, that's why there's no tryouts, there's no championship, there's no trophy. You know, it's just, we like everyone just to play the sports, enjoy the sports, have fun with it. Respect the fields. You know, if you guys do have snacks and wrappers and stuff like that, when you guys leave, just help us with those trash cans along the field or on the way out. Just help us pick up some stuff and just save some time for the next group coming out in the field. Check out for any lost and found type of items. Turn those into us at the canopy. We'll take a picture, put it in our newsletter. And yeah, check out the website if you haven't already. And the Coaches Corner, you know, it shows your schedule, your team roster. A lot of cool little features on that. You can award virtual medals in the players' trophy case. You know, you can post the score for the divisions that we have, more than 4 teams, and want to see the standings and stats, you know, we'll post the scores there. And last up is just the Monday morning rule. Like, if there is an issue on the field, we ask that you guys just kind of bite your lip and walk away and be the bigger person. 9 times out of 10, you know, a glass of wine on a Saturday night, beer, things just are not that big of a deal. You know, it's youth sports, just teaching kids how to play sports. Not really worth, but if there is a problem and I do need to know about it, you know, wait till Monday to contact me, because hopefully it'll blow over by then.